So I built 2 battle belts. After taking my last class and having everything hanging off my regular trouser belt, I decided I wanted to build a battle belt. And so I built an AR and pistol one, and I built out a shotgun and pistol one, just because, I could. I had some extra parts laying around and some extra mags and belts and stuff like that. And so I decided to kind of build 2 rather than mix and match and, go to a class and go, oh shit, I forgot something. And I wanted to have 2 separate ones, which is, it is what it is. So these are kind of half and half of, legit stuff and, crap, or airsoft crap is what people like to call it. So this is a Tigris 1 belt, or outer belt on both belts here, which is airsoft quality. If it rips or falls apart or whatever, I'll just get a high-speed gear and spend the money and get another one, but I'll have everything else ready to go and put on it, so I'm not really worried about that. The inner belt on this one is an IDK, and it has a little alien head somewhere on the buckle here, and I think it was built out of like Roswell, New Mexico, and it's got the real deal Raptor aluminum buckle with an actual, whatever parachute rated V-ring, climbing ring over here, and all over here with the Velcro. These are real ITW fast mags, both in Coyote Brown. These are the Gen 4s with the little better locking tabs. And then these are just their pistol mags, which have the old school style locking retention system, which, once you get them in, they're not going anywhere. So it's not a big deal unless you're switching stuff up. I had and used the airsoft ones just to see if I'd like the way they work. And the airsoft ones work really awesome. These rubber tabs that they use are crap and will break. But you can actually run molly strips down the back side and, not a big deal that way. Or you can use like tack ties where they kind of fold up over each other. That's probably would be the best thing for that. But they work. The retention upside down is crap. But retention upside down or on right side up on a belt is probably adequate for most people taking classes. So, they don't have the shatter resistance and the heat signature reduction and all that, cool operator stuff. But, it's better than them falling apart on you in a class. And, I went with these and saved a little money. I saved a little money on the belt, got a $20 belt, and I was able to buy real mag holders that I can put anywhere. Whereas if I would have bought, a $100 high-speed gear belt and, run out of money for that and cheaped out on this, then whatever, or if the belt fails and all that crap. I'm probably going to pull two of these off and put them on a plate carrier that I'm building. And that way I'll just have the 2 mags, just because this kind of sticks out a lot. And if you needed to go sideways or anything under an obstacle, if you're taking a really advanced class where you have to lay on your side, that would probably be a pain in the butt and you wouldn't be happy. But, I have it set up for this right now. Gloves, workman mechanics, impact gloves with the rubber. They're pretty cool, pretty comfortable. Like the color. Regular digital camo. I have a Shimog here. Dump pouch, Baofeng radio. I'm a ham operator. I don't put my my Yaesu in there, because it's just not worth having my Yaesu in there. Leatherman, the AR Leatherman, the Leatherman that's made for the AR-15, has all that stuff in there. Rat 3 knife and an extra just Coyote Brown pistol mag. And then for the shotgun, same thing. I got 2 tan fast mags, and I got my shotgun cards here. These are made from High Tech Customs or Consumptions or something like that. They do the chest rig that I did. As I said in the other video, and then the quality isn't super high polished. I mean, there's a lot of rough spots on here, and the elastic feels pretty crappy. I mean, I've had Condor or even Tigris 1 makes shotgun elastic card holders, and their elastic even feels better than this company, and this company is, makes it for real guns. So it is what it is. Some airsoft quality is good, some airsoft quality is crap. Everything will break, everything will fail, so it is what it is. I'd get SOE gear, but SOE gear is pawning off custom-made rigs, and they're costing $300 or $400, and that's just ridiculous. And I heard people even have orders placed with them, and they're not even filling those orders because, yeah, it's really weird. So I would love to have SOE gear, but it probably looks like I'd have to pay like $200 a piece for these, and I paid like $30 each. So you get what you pay for. Whatever. they're working for now, no big deal. Another Leatherman out the front, another dump pouch. I went with an open dump pouch this time around because it has a pocket here, pocket on the side here. So it's really nice to put pens or an extra mag that you're using, and you can have ammo in here. So you kind of get a little bit more versatility with this than you do with just an open fold-up dump, which, you know, kind of sucks. You know, it's just a dump pouch. This I kind of like a little bit better. I have another one that I use on my just regular belt when taking a pistol class, and I like having an extra mag in here, and I can work reloads from there if I need to, or rather than go to the line, just fill up my thing. This is both of these first aid kits. This one's covered up. Both of these first aid kits are Lightning. It's called the Lightning First Aid Kit or something like that on Amazon. It's $40, and I think it's really good. For $40, you get a lot of stuff. You get the pouch, and you get all this stuff. You get hemorrhaging gauze. You get I don't even know what this is. This is actually different. You get a compressed gauze, which isn't in the first kit that I bought, but it came with this. You get a really crappy tourniquet, but you know what? It's in there, and you get it. No big deal. Some gauze, tape, some other kind of tape, alcohol wipes, gloves, triangle bandages, everything. You even get a nasal passway, nasal tube or whatever, which is what it is. It comes in there. You know, I may not know how to use all of this stuff as far as like a nasal passway, but I can pack wounds and do all that stuff. And I'm going to be adding a RATS tourniquet in here and in here. I have a RATS in my car, and I carry a RATS with me. As I've said in other videos, I'm just a civilian. I'm a dumbass fucking civilian. But you know what? I'm not trained, and you know what would be really nice is having a tourniquet instead of not having one and trying to use a shoelace and looking like an idiot. At least you have the right equipment that is pretty straightforward to use. I'm not going to be running a nasal pass with that nasal tube into anybody, but if an ENT shows up and I have one ready to go, he might just snag mine and use it because he used his other one. It is what it is. Somebody else that could come and use it on me, or someone comes and it's for me. I got my Tops Cheetah on here. This one has the RATS, the Rat 3 from Ontario or Randall Knife Company. I forgot which one it is, but I think it's from Ontario Knives. This is a Cleveland Kydex, outside the waistband light bearing, custom light bearing holster. I have a TRL 4, and that's this mini compact streamlight with the laser. I got it when it was on sale and never really had any issues with it. I was like, oh, if I get a holster, I'll just take the light off. And then I was like, you know what, I want to use the light, so got a light bearing holster. This is actually made for belt loops. It's for 1.5 belt loops. They also have a version with like 1 2-inch belt loops, and they're quick wings. It's got a hook here and a hook on the inside, and it's supposed to engage your belt, and it actually engages these molly loops really well. I get no hang-ups or anything like that. You can draw and holster really good. So I'm kind of digging that. It did eat up a lot of my molly space, you know, but whatever. That's not a big deal. And actually, this will actually move and fit right over this knife, and then I get just a little bit of my knife showing underneath, and it saves some room there. But this is my quick little setups. Oh, I forgot to talk. So this is one of those cheap Chinese belts on Amazon. This was $22 belt. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take a chance. For 22 bucks, I'll take a chance. And if it's crap, it's Amazon, I'll return it, and then I'll go buy, you know, a real operator belt, a real Cobra belt or something like that. But once again, I paid this, and surprisingly, this actually has a really thick nylon. And this one, which is actually a really good company and for a time was a really known company, this is actually thinner than this. This could be better material than this, but, you know, whatever. We're not going to get into that. But this is just as rigid, maybe a little bit more rigid than this. It's probably a steel or like forged, some kind of forged steel buckle rather than like a stamped aluminum. So this buckle is obviously going to be much heavier and is probably not rated to the same amount of failure rate that these are. But I was able to clip this in, step on it with my foot, and pull as hard as I could with my hands, you know, just to kind of give it a quick little failure test. And I figured if this is going to fail and I was going to clip it in and I would break it right at the spot, then I would turn it and say, oh, it broke. You know, is this little nub going to hold up versus this nub? on the aluminum one. I don't know. I don't know. But for the most part, it's, it's cool. It's held up. It's, feels strong. It feels solid. And when it breaks, I'll get a real belt. But this was $22. This outer belt was $30, maybe something like that. And it actually comes with a inner Velcro belt. So it comes with an inner Velcro belt, which is actually a pretty nice belt, but I didn't like the way the buckle was. The buckle on it did feel kind of cheap because it was one of those clip-in buckles, and if you were to bend over and it could fall off, because just a little bit of pressure on one side would release it. Whereas these have the independent, like both of these need to be released, in order for these buckles to let go. But that's kind of a quick, well, not quick, but kind of the rundown of my two battle belts. They have the same setup: pistol mag, pistol knife. This one I was able to fit a Leatherman there. First aid kit, gloves, dump pouch, radio. I have my other Leatherman out the front here. AR mags, shotgun rounds, pistol. So it's, kind of just the same little thing. And comfortable. And yeah. So that's kind of the rundown. Have a good one.